Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with the Texas Chancla. I'm Texas Chancla, attorney Jesse Hernandez. Today I am kicking it with my friend Andy Torres.
What's up, y'all?
Andy, you run a podcast, a website, Nothing is OB. For the people at home who don't know you and aren't familiar, let them know who you are and what that is.
Oh, who I am? Wow. Who I am is I'm a middle school coach, middle school teacher. Athletics has been a huge part of my life. And I started a website because I noticed we have a lot of good golf here in San Antonio. And I just don't think we have kind of like the forum or to let people know that we do have a lot of good golf. And I think everybody has a story. I think there's so many good people, so many good organizations, great courses. Everyone's got a story. And I just didn't feel 5 years ago in 2018 when I started it that people had that forum, and I just wanted to give the voiceless a voice, the unseen to be seen, and whether or not they get seen on my small podcast or not, I just wanted to give them that ability.
That's awesome. So everybody has a story, and golf has a story, and oftentimes our lives intertwine with those. Where did your story with golf begin?
Well, I'm originally from Corpus Christi, Texas, and my dad and his brothers, they're a bunch of clowns, my uncles, and golf is like a huge part of their life. And they used to caddy at Corpus Christi Country Club when they were younger. And so golf has been a huge part of the Torres side of my family. And that was really kind of where I didn't have the best relationship with my dad. And so golf was kind of the time that, you've seen it from your rounds that you're out there. Yeah. You're out there for, 4, 5, 6 hours. And then you have the pre-festivities and after festivities. And so it was a great way to catch up with my dad. And whenever my dad did have the rights to me on certain weekends and things like that. And so all the memories kind of come back and just kind of resonate, with being my dad and really the Torres side of my family.
So how old were you when you started playing?
I would say probably about middle school. I always kind of tinkered, like I said, with my dad being on the course and kind of riding along in the cart and things like that. I'd say maybe about 9 or 10 is when, I ride along with the cart, and then I got my first clubs when I was in middle school. And so got my first putter. I bought it myself. It was $7.98 at Academy. It was a Top Flight 2 putter.
Nice, okay.
And it was on clearance. It had that big yellow sticker.
I know that sticker very well.
And I used it all the way up until I'd say about 8 years ago. I was at Fair Oaks Country Club, and one of the guys I was playing with my insurance agent, Jaime Luna, and somebody forgot to put the pin back in. And so I had my putter, and I'm kind of jogging to go put the pin back in. I hit like a tree, like a branch that's, in the ground, and I dropped my putter. I go put the pin back, and I come back, and I noticed the head had broke off the shaft. And I was like just crushed because I'm 40. I was about 30 something. So I had that putter for over 20 years.
For $7.98, that's not bad.
Well, I had it cut. I had it gripped. Like there was some lead tape. There was some sand in the. There was all types of things because it's like it's your comfort. It's your ex-girlfriend.
Right.
It's that 2 a.m.
Wait. The comfort is the ex-girlfriend, sir.
It's that.
We're gonna have to edit that part out.
It's that 2 a.m. phone call. Back in the day. It's just that comfort, right?
Yeah, that is a long time to have a putter.
I had a lot of good putts. I still have the head. It's a weight. It's a paperweight on top of my desk.
I don't know if it's just the way I putt, but there's no putter I'd want to have that long because I don't make them. So
well, I'm going through. I have 6 putters. I'm rotating through right now.
Wow.
My game's in a dark place right now.
Okay. So you still have the head though?
I do. I still have it.
Have you thought about just getting a new shaft and?
It broke like at the there's that little part, and then it's just. I took it to the best club, the best grip and repair guy in town, Ben Character out of San Pedro. If you ever need the best. I hope you like jokes. I hope you like Michael Jackson jokes. I hope you like all type of jokes because he is like the best, one of the best human beings I've ever met.
Okay, awesome. And he couldn't fix it.
He said it's done.
It's done. That was a good run, though. 20 years.
It was, man. I'm 6 putters. I'm still.
You still can't find.
I still haven't found the one.
That's insane. But I definitely understand. I mean, I would keep something for 20 years if it was that hard to replace. So you golfed starting around 10. Did you play in high school, college, anything like that?
We didn't have high school golf. I'm dating myself. That's how old I am. I graduated in 1998 from Incarnate Word Academy in Corpus Christi.
Okay.
In San Antonio, you can't say Incarnate Word because people think it's the all-girls school, right? But we are the only one out of the Incarnate Words that is co-ed.
Okay.
And the people think, oh, you're an uppity. Hold on, I was there on scholarship. I cleaned 4 classrooms at the end every day. I cleaned up after my friends. I was on work study. My Monsignor paid for half of my tuition. My aunt paid for the other half. So hey, I'm blessed. Catholic school saved my life.
There you go. But so they didn't have it there, and then. When you went to college, did you keep playing casually? Or?
I tried. I casually because golf is an expensive sport.
It is.
It's an expensive sport. It's pricey, and I'd only go if I got hooked up. We'd go and do the par 3s, and that was one of my wife and I's first dates. We played the par 3, Oak Valley in Helotes, and she still rubs it in my face to this day that she says, I got a hole-in-one before you did. And I said, no, you didn't get a hole-in-one. You chipped in from the fairway from a par 3 for a birdie. No, you got a birdie, not a hole-in-one, but yes, you did have a birdie before I did. And so that was almost a deal breaker there for us.
Is that she beat you or that?
Yeah, that she beat me, that she embarrassed me on the golf course. So I say, you know what? You're hot, you're cool, but you know what? You embarrassed me.
That's the benefit I have is that I can always embarrass myself on the golf course. No one has to beat me to it because if I've teed off, I've already embarrassed myself. So you started Nothing is OB to kind of show the great golf scene that we have here in San Antonio. What did it originally start as? Was it always just a podcast? Was it more? How did you get going with it?
Well, I really wanted to get free stuff. I
understand that completely.
I really just wanted to get free stuff and access to courses that maybe I shouldn't. People like my type shouldn't be on, and that's really where it kind of started, and it kind of was born out of, and meeting the people that I've met along the way. It's totally changed. It just, kind of like we said off air, Red Hot Chili Peppers is my favorite band, right? Mm-hmm. And thank God I got to see them play several years back. And I just, as a coach and a teacher, I appreciate seeing like MJ, seeing Tiger, seeing even, Michelle Wee, seeing even ice skaters, seeing curlers in Olympics, just seeing these athletes at the top of their sport kind of get lost in that moment. And I know when you hit that, you catch that one shot, you hit that one putt, you hit that one drive, and you get lost in that freaking moment. And so as I've met so many people from so many different walks of life, it's turned into something else to where I really do the podcast almost for myself.
Right.
I love to hear people's stories and where they've come from. And it's turned into something totally different. I wanted free merch, free golf. And that's kind of come along the way.
I was going to ask if that part ever.
It has, but you know what? It just, I grown up an only child and I love to interact with people. And it's been an amazing ride so far.
That's awesome. Now, I understand that you currently have 99 episodes, and even though this episode that we're doing right now will drop in the future, tonight you're filming your 100th episode.
Yes, I am.
That's impressive because I can tell you as someone who's just starting to podcast, this is not easy. And y'all can't see this at home, but I have Joseph over here, and then we have the S180 team over here, 2 guys, sometimes 3 guys. So I have a whole team, and this is hard. You do this all on your own.
I do. I've had my who's now 14 years old. I've had my daughter kind of help me here and there, on technical side. Oh, Dad, you have to do this. What about this? And then my wife she's an administrator for SAISD, and so she's a huge. I mean, she's got the brain. She's got the brain. She's got the beauty. The only thing dumb is she married me. Right? That's the only thing dumb I say she did. And so she listens and she reads a lot, listens to a lot of podcasts, and she's kind of coached me along the way here and there. And so she said, in regards to this podcast, in regards to Kickin It with Jesse Hernandez, she said, I'm gonna watch that podcast. And I was like, well, thanks, because you don't watch my other ones. And so it's been great, and I just like, I love to see what you do, man. I love your channel. Like, I don't like to watch a lot of YouTube stuff, but I like it because, you know what, you tell it is. You're in the bunker, you say exactly what it is. I hear you breathing hard. I'm like, man, like this dude is real. Like, it's real. Like, it's real stuff, you know? And I'm like, man, I can sympathize.
I'm in the bunkers a lot too. Joseph doesn't like to edit that stuff out. So, yeah, but we love that. But I love what you've done with the podcast, because you started in 2018, and today everyone has a podcast. Back then it wasn't really that way. How was it like finding your own way, finding like, okay, this is how it should be done. This is what I need to look for. This is what I need to do.
I listen to several podcasts pretty religiously. One is Golficity, and it's two guys up in New York, and they're up north, and they're really great guys. They give great tips, good family men, like just great people. Another one I listen to is the No Laying Up podcast, and they talk about predominantly all PGA, right? Yeah. And there's like 5 or 6 of them. Really great guys, do hard takes. Pretty honest. Another podcast I like to listen to right now, and I had the pleasure of playing with him a month ago, is Matt Janella, the Fire Pit Collective. He was the travel guy for the Golf Channel for many years. Like, he went on all the trips. He's played everywhere. I mean, he's played everywhere. And they did cuts several years ago, and he moved to San Diego. And so I had him on the show, and it was just great to where, seeing what he does and what he believes. Well, when I started the podcast, it was so hard to get just some credibility. Like, nobody wanted to listen to me. Nobody wanted to hear me out. Nobody wanted to be on the show. I was fumbling with the mics. So whenever I did, I did everything myself. I had 2 condenser mics, the thing that has the gain and all that stuff. And I did it all off of my old Apple. Mm-hmm. And it was tough. And so the people that really allowed me to ask them questions, to hear their story, like, those people are like my day ones. Like, I will always be in those people, in their corner. And it was tough just to get some notoriety. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. Life, like I said earlier, off the air, life was winning. PGA people, their schedules are up and down. If they're not working, they're not making money. So they didn't want to take time off to meet with me. And it was hard to do everything set up, just to set everything up. It was tough, but I'm just, hey, Goonies never say die. And I just don't want to give this up.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I know how difficult it is to get people to say yes to an interview, because, even here in town, when we're doing our podcast, sometimes we have to ask 4, 5, 6 people before we get someone who says, yeah, I'll do that. I can't imagine how difficult it is when you're dealing with folks from different states or folks who've gained a level of notoriety or celebrity, and getting them to be like, what? Yeah, sure, I'll do your podcast. How do you stay positive, and how do you stay like on track? Because I'm sure at the beginning there were a lot more no's than yeses when you're trying to score these interviews.
Oh man, to stay positive, that's tough, right? Especially in today's world. And I always kind of go back to like my coaching. My coaches were, I'm a little 5'4" Mexican on a good day when I wear my Air Force Ones, right? I didn't have a lot of people like believe in me. And so the coaches believed in me. Gosh, like I wanted to bust my ass for them, right? And so they never quit. They never give in on me. And I see that kid a lot of times that when I coach, and I just said, they just need one person just believe in them. Yeah. And so I'm just like, you know what? I always kind of I always tell my kids, don't give in. Hey, on this rep, don't give in. Hey, in the sprint, don't give in. Just whatever you do, just win this rep. And don't worry about the next rep. Just win this one. And so I feel like it's super important to take my own advice. I always tell my kids, hey guys, don't put your hands on your knees. Don't put your hands over your head. That shows the opponent you're tired. I know you're tired. Like, you better be tired, but don't let anybody else know how tired you are. And so I'm like, a lot of times it's like, shoot, I got to take my own advice. I got to just keep grinding. And I'd rather focus on the love instead of the hate. Sometimes it's tough. We were talking about that off air, and it's tough and it's hard, but I'd rather focus on the love than the hate. And I think this is the one thing. I think some people that they've seen how much I love this stuff, and how like I want nothing from them except their honesty and their story.
Right. I love that. And so you have, like I said, you've had 99 episodes. You're on your 100th tonight. Would you share with us like some of your favorite interviews?
Oh man, you asked me that earlier. I love to hear my guests that just kind of put their ups and downs, put their trials and tribulations, and just let everybody know that you have to know the sour before you know the sweet.
I like that.
I have had Greg Hiller on, who's the head of I don't want to say, I always get the names wrong. I always get their titles wrong. He is the lead instructor or the head of instruction at TPC. And he was amazing because everyone's like, man, how did you get this guy to open up? He's very, very reserved, great guy, like beautiful swing. And, he's talked about coming from San Pedro, working in San Pedro before the remodeling, to trying to grind it out there on the, the South, the PGA, the Southern and the Northern, their little sections, to being, the head of instruction at TPC, to making it at, a great resort, great company, right? And I love how, he spoke about his time on tour, who was good to him, who helped him out. I love Matt Janella because, like I spoke about him, he was the Golf Channel's destination guy. Mm-hmm. I asked him where his favorite course was, and he said, it's not about the course. It's about who you're with. And I love that about him. And I had the privilege to play with him a month ago, him and John Ashworth from Ashworth Clothing, Link Soul, the owner of Link Soul, just by chance.
Nice.
And at their home course, and man, that home course, I wish we had a place like it in San Antonio. Dude, there was so much energy. Like they had a guy cooking outside, kind of like at Canyon Springs. Everybody was taking care of the course. Dogs were out there. I mean, this is in Cali, San Diego, Oceanside. So beautiful views. That course, there was 8 par 3s.
Wow.
4,400 yards. Not a lot. Dude, I was beat. I was like beat
really?
to crap. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But beautiful. Like this, like the soul of the game is at that place. And you just hear these guys and just being around them and just hearing their experiences, and I think like they didn't give in. I mean, why should people like us?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the coolest things that I learned when I was looking through your channel is, all the different places that you've played. Yesterday I was playing, I try to walk 9 holes twice a week at Breckenridge, which is right by our office. And yesterday I was playing, and there were this threesome of these gentlemen who were in from Kansas City, and then I think 2 were from Fair Oaks. And they were saying, hey, we've been wanting to play this course because it's historical, and the designers had some other courses that have great notoriety. They asked me where else to play in San Antonio, and that's a question I get asked a lot is, hey, I'm coming to San Antonio. What do I have to play? And so I'm going to ask you, if someone asks you, hey, buddy, I'm coming to San Antonio. I've got maybe 3 or 4 days to play some courses. What courses do they need to play?
Oh, geez, man. I always piss people off, so it's okay. I have no trouble with it. Well, before we get there, let me ask you a question. What did you think of the condition of the greens at Breck? You've played.
They've been better. They're a little sandy right now, but I think they just aerated them not too long ago. They're not running like they usually run. And I love Breck. I'll play Breck till I die, and I think it's one of the best courses I've ever played. But they're not in the greatest condition right now.
All right. So I think Breck is a must play.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you feel it. Like you said it there. Like I feel your love that you have for Brack. You said it there. The ghost, the spirits, the history, like it's there, right? I mean, it's there. It's just, it's got the charm, you know, it's a small course, but it always kicks my butt, you know?
Yeah.
And since they did all those bunkers, hey, I love that great bunkering system you got, because I'm always in there, right?
Yeah, I've tested them all.
Right? I was like, hey, I'm from Corpus. I love being in the beach, right? And so I'd say Brack. Like Brack is a must. It's the heart of it's in downtown. You know, it's great. It's beautiful, right? I would say Brack. The next one I would say is La Cantera. I would say La Cantera. I'm hurt that there is no longer the Palmer course, but the resort course that is still there. I mean, you got great scenes, views of Six Flags. You know, the roller coasters. It's the design. I mean, it's the amenities. Like it's beautiful. I would say La Cantera. And this might not be like maybe like a popular choice, but as you've been in the golf game, you know, customer service and how you're treated when you walk into a place, and how maybe like the food and everything, and how you leave, you know, how you're treated as you leave and your time there. I would say Alisation out in Castroville.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I've played a lot of courses. It's got a lot of charm. Course is very transparent. Mrs. Reed out there, very welcoming. And it just goes not only from the top all the way to the cart, guys. Like you lose something, you lose a club, you lose like a GPS or something, you know what's going to happen? The next day they're going to have it. Yeah. And you can't say that about a lot of courses. And again, Juliana's is attached to it. Man, I put on like I put on a lot of weight because I play. So I love it and hate it. I would say Alisation with the layout. It's always challenging. One of my favorite courses. Never shot well there. And then the last one I would say the Quarry.
Okay.
I think the Quarry is just, you know, it's a tale of two nines. A tale of two nines, front nine, you know, just very kind of wide open, and then the back nine, you're in the Quarry. The scenic views, you know, the rock walls, and it's a tough track too. It's tough.
Yeah, I will say this though: if you are a heavy person, do not play the Quarry between May and like October, because I've almost died like 5 times on the back nine, because when that heat starts radiating down on you from the walls. Oh my goodness, it is rough.
It can get tough. It can get really tough there. But you know what? I always tell the kids, in my mind, I said, if I can coach in 110 degree weather, I can play golf in 110 degree weather.
Oh, I can try, but yeah, no, I love that course. That's one of my favorites as well. Yeah, Alsatian is great. I love playing out there in Castroville. Again, it seems like it should be a course that you could beat, but it's always very difficult to score well there.
I like the courses that are quirky, right? Like, that are just, you know, they make you think. Number 2 is crazy because it's got the water to the right, water to the left, and you have to go to that, you know. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, and that's just my preference. I mean, I know Canyon Springs is great. I know Silverhorn's great. TPC, I mean, they're amazing. I mean, they're amazing. They are, but I would say like for me, and you know, different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah, there are a lot of beautiful courses in San Antonio, and that's why I wanted to know, because, you know, it'd be easy. I think a lot of the Alamo Golf Trail, I think a lot of those courses are great. We just played a tournament out at Olympia Hills. That's a really beautiful course. Like you said, Canyon Springs, another one. That one's tough, though. That one physically hurts me every time I play there. Silverhorn, oh my.
Tight.
Yeah, there are so many great courses in San Antonio. We're very lucky.
And that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast, because I hear these national podcasts and we do not get our props. And I'm just like, no, we are a destination for golf. Like we are. Like, I mean, we got the Riverwalk. I mean, our city is beautiful. I think that's one thing. You know, we always take our kids traveling in the summer, and we always ask them, hey, would you want to live in this city? Would you want to live in this city? You know, my daughter is an Olympic Olympic lifter, and so we go, you know, every summer we go to nationals, different places. We've been to Detroit. Last year was in Vegas.
Oh, awesome.
And so we're like, hey, you know, would you want to live here? No. I said, Dad, I love our city. And I was like, you know what? Thank you. Like, I want to hear that, because I love San Antonio.
Yeah, there's something special about San Antonio. You know, we're a big city, but I come from a small town. I come from Lytle, which is just south of San Antonio.
Oh, man. Hey, podcast is over. I'm getting up.
So, I'm a small town boy at heart, but San Antonio feels like just a big little town. And I love that about it because when I go to actual other big cities, I don't like the feel. I don't like feeling like people aren't friendly or things like that. And San Antonio is pretty friendly, sometimes too friendly, but
I would agree because I'm from Corpus and I say a lot of times I call it Mad Dog City because a lot of people just like they mean mug or they stare you down and I'm over here like, what did I do?
Like, why is everyone got to be hard? Like, why is it, why can't we just be friends?
Right. And I agree with you there because one time we were in New York. I turned the corner. I knocked the crap out of just some lady walking. I knocked the crap. There's like trash everywhere in New York.
Her?
No, like I just walked. I knocked the crap out of her into like a trash bag. And I'm over here trying to help her up. No, she just gets up and starts walking away. And I'm like,
just like it's
nothing.
Par for the course.
Yeah. And I'm just like, man, nobody opening doors, things of that nature. And yeah, it's rare. You're right.
And people looking at you weird if you like, what do you want? Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked about San Antonio, but I'm going to expand it to the state of Texas because I went to UT Austin, and so I played some of the munis there. But outside of Austin and San Antonio, I haven't really played golf around the state of Texas. And I feel like maybe you have more experience with that. So what are a couple of courses in the state that you think?
Well, I've played in Dallas, and I think the Cowboys Golf Club, out there in Frisco, it's a resort. The amenities, they have relaxation. I say relaxation or comfort stations, right? Where, they give you your food is included and things like that, and lunch and everything. And it's right next to, or it's in the area of the resorts there. And it's great. Like it's a different type of golf, right? I've played in several tracks in Houston, and I played at Black Hawk there, right out in Richmond, Texas, right outside of Houston. Carlton Woods, the Nicholas course, it's really tough country. I tell everybody that, and they're like, "How did you get on?" I said, "Well, I know a guy who knows a guy." All right, that knows Keith.
That's the best
that knows
way.
Keith or Sutherland, and got me on, right? And so I think Houston's really good. A lot of courses. We recently played a new course. They had a VIP media day, which was amazing. It's called Highland Pines in Porter, Texas, which is right outside of Houston.
Okay.
It's 100% Zoysia, laser Zoysia. Don't ask me what that means, right? But it's the only course like that in the United States.
Really?
And you know what? I love Zoysia because it helps. I take chunks when I hit. Like when I hit, I take chunks. So right now that it's dry and fairways are thin, my swing's not good, but it's even worse right now, right? So that laser Zoysia, man, it makes it bouncy, so it bounces off the ground. And dude, I was like, I think +2 on the front 9, and on the back 9, I got a white girl stupid, them White Claws, or White Claws were kicking in, doing some other little extracurriculars, some little fireballs and things of that nature.
Oh my goodness.
So, I don't know what I shot on the back, but man, the front 9, I was like, man, I'm loving this course.
But from what you remember, it was great.
And it's great. The layout was great. It was in great shape. The clubhouse isn't even built yet.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's in the Pines, so it's almost got, I'd say, like an Augusta type.
Okay, yeah.
Augusta type feel.
That's awesome. Have you heard about PGA Frisco?
Oh man, that place looks amazing. Amazing.
I want to play that, but I feel like it's going to be pretty packed for the first part of the summer.
I think so, and I know one of my good buddies out there in Houston, his daughter's instructor, they recently transferred over there to be there at the PGA, because that's like the PGA headquarters, right? Mm-hmm. And so I think that is, I would love to play it. It just looks hella intimidating. I'm not ready.
Yeah, it looks tough, but I think it'll be fun. Have you played at Lajitas at Blackjack Crossing?
Okay, we got a trip planned for that. It looks amazing. We got a trip planned.
Really? When are you heading out there?
Well, it looks like we're going to be there, I think, May. My buddy keeps changing it. He keeps changing it to accommodate more and more people. Uh-huh. But it was supposed to be for May, I think 12th through 14th. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my golf world. I just got invited to a golf trip to Puerto Vallarta.
Nice.
Without the wife and kids, and so.
Oh no, that's yeah.
So there's a lot on the table right now, and then Corpus is a great place too. It's always green in Corpus, like always green. You You get, well, yeah, it's windy, yeah, but you get jealous though, because sometimes we're going through actual seasons. Corpus, no, it just stays.
Everything's always pretty.
It's always pretty and green.
I like that. I know I've seen that you've played Torrey Pines. What other golf courses nationally are kind of on your bucket list of courses you would love to play?
Well, I would always love to play Pebble. It's right along, it's right along the Monterey Peninsula, and we're so close there. Like it just, hey, just hop, skip, and a jump from where we're at. And luckily enough, one of the girls I coached, she played at San Diego State, and so it was always, hey, we're going over there for you, but I'm gonna play Torrey. I'm gonna play these courses, and so I'd say, I really want to do like a West Coast swing. I want to play like Pasatiempo. I want to play, Pebble Beach. I would love to go. I had the opportunity to go to Bandon Dunes and play some of those courses, but my wife said the weather was not looking good, and so I decided to not. She was going for a conference.
Okay.
I was going to go with her, and me and my buddy who lives in Washington out there, we were going to go and just meet at Bandon and play a couple rounds there.
Yeah.
She said the weather was looking horrible, so I said, you know what? I'm not going to go there for bad weather. I canceled my part of the trip. My wife, 60, 70 degrees every day.
Oh, no.
Sunny, beautiful.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like, it's a bucket list. That's West Coast. East Coast, I'd say like Pinehurst.
Okay.
I'd say Pinehurst. That's kind of really, really where I'm at course-wise. I mean, obviously you say Masters, Augusta, but that's like reality. And
Right.
And one thing is I'm trying to build up my media cred to where I'm able to go and cover Augusta, and they do a Monday raffle for all media members.
Really?
That if you win a lottery,
Uh-huh.
you get to play Augusta as a media member, but you have to win the lottery.
That's insane. I didn't even know that existed.
Hey, so there's the
carrot.
That's the carrot dangling.
I got to get into golf media now. Now I've got a goal.
You're already there, though. You're already there. You're there.
I don't get credentials. I don't even get free stuff yet. Someone send me one golf ball or a tee. I'll settle for a tee at this point.
But, hey, I'll get you a bucket and a shovel like the little kid ones because you're in the Santa lot.
Yeah, for real. I could build sandcastles out there. That is awesome. I like that list. I've been lucky enough to play Pebble. I played Pebble and Spyglass for my birthday like 3 years ago, and that was amazing. The weather was a little bit cold because my birthday's in February, but that was some of the worst golf I've ever played, but in the most beautiful place I've ever played it, and I absolutely loved that. I played with a couple of doctors from, I guess they were from LA, and they had driven up that day, but they had both done time at Lackland. They had both been in the Air Force,
right.
and yeah.
Same thing. I was in Vegas in the summer, played with two guys that were stationed in San Antonio. It's just I went to Disney, played at Magnolia, played the Mickey Mouse, the whole.
Oh, nice,
right?
yeah.
Paired with three guys from Dallas, one guy from Houston. I'm just like, or it was like two guys from Dallas, one guy from Houston. I'm like, dude, like everywhere you go, there's people from Texas.
Yeah, I played Cascada one year, and the guy I was playing with was an oil guy from Houston. So, you can't get out.
We're everywhere.
You can leave Texas, but Texas is going to find you. Where'd you play in Vegas?
Well, the one place I played there, I played several places, but it was a small little course called Chimera, or it's spelled like Chimera, but it's Chimera. It was $67. Beautiful water, pristine. I mean, the shape. It's pristine. Yeah. Desert golf is just, desert golf is beautiful, right? I love desert golf.
Yeah.
The shape was great. It was beautiful. $67, not too far from the Strip. I played early so I can get back to being with the wife and kids and all that entails. But I saw this one really hot blonde chick there, right? This blonde girl there. And I said, she looks kind of like the cart girl, like the famous cart girl. And I'm like, it's probably not her. So I'm playing, with, the other two guys there. We come to the fourth hole, the cart girl drives up. It's her, American Honey, the cart girl, that's that's talking about, not tipping and, things of that nature. Very pretty blonde girl. That was her. And I felt inclined to like leave her a big tip so she doesn't.
So she didn't talk trash about you?
Can I cuss on here?
Yes.
Okay. I felt, like I had to give her a good tip so she wouldn't talk shit about me in her next video. And I'm like, here, don't talk shit about me.
What's her name?
Cassie,
yeah. I
mean,
love her. I was trying to figure out where she was in Vegas because Joseph and I are going. I have a conference. And so we're going to play Shadow Creek, Cascada.
Oh,
and
you're going to play Shadow Creek.
Oh, yeah. I've played it twice before.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
You know what they raised the rates to?
I heard.
$1,000 a round.
$1,000?
$1,000 a round. That is insane, but I'm going to do it for the people. So that we can put it on YouTube.
You're a man of the people.
I'm taking it for the team.
Damn.
So that they can see how ridiculous it is. But that is insane. Like, I mean, and, we talked about this, and I don't remember if we talked about it before when we were off air or not, but there's this like huge split in golf. And I know that golf used to be a very exclusive thing. And then, Tiger came along and it's become more and more popular and more for the everyday guy like us. But there's still this level of golf in the United States that is ridiculous. For example, I'm trying to do 2 trips for golf videos this year. One of them is going to be Las Vegas. And the fees at Cascada are like $499 to $540. At the Wynn, they're $500. At Shadow Creek, they're $1,000. And then, like, if you go to Pebble and you stay, on property, the rooms are $1,000 a night, and then you're paying like another $400 or $500 for greens fees. Like, this is insane, just to play golf.
And I think what do you always say about like a nice club? Like, why do they charge high rates? Why is everything really nice? Because you try to keep the trash out.
Yeah.
Right? You try to keep the trash out. And that's one of the conversations I had with, I had a CEO, a predominant CEO here in town in the golf, at a golf facility, call me and say, hey, why are you dogging our schedule? and I'm like, I didn't think of it, and she caught me early. I hadn't really woken up, and I knew I shouldn't have taken the call because I'm a little dude. So you know what? I'm not going to beat up a lot of people. I'll go down fighting, but you know what? I have to be really quick with my tongue, like super quick, right, for jabs. And I had nothing. I had nothing this day, and I said, shoot, like I don't know what to tell you, right? And she said, the golf industry, like nobody's playing golf anymore. Courses are closing down left and right, and you know what? Nobody wants to work with us. And I think what she's saying is that nobody wanted to work with that person, right?
Yeah.
And so I had on one of the predominant city amateurs the other day, and I asked him, "Is the golf industry dying? Is it hurting?" And what he told me was, and he made a great point. He said, "I think that the golf industry is pricing people out of the game." And I said, "Damn!" Like. He goes, you know what? Manufacturers, man, they're still paying pennies for all this technology and everything. Like, it doesn't cost them a lot. It costs them just as much as they did to make Jordans or to make Air Force Ones. Yeah. But they're overpriced. They're pricing people out of the game.
You know, I think all the research has shown that during COVID and post-COVID, the number of people, particularly young males, playing golf has skyrocketed. So more people are coming to the game. And then as we see the diversification of the guys that are on the PGA Tour, and then, you know, as it becomes more popular in colleges and high schools, the number of people coming into the game are getting larger. I think what we're seeing is that within the industry itself, they're trying to figure out, okay, do we go cheap and mass produce everything and make money on volume? Or do we do what everyone else does and we create like this high-end stuff and we start charging a crap ton more for, you know, just a little bit better stuff so that people feel more exclusive. And I think the result is that we see a golf community that mirrors America in public, where you have this tiny 1% to 5% that are extremely wealthy, and then the rest of it is just common folks trying to, you know, have a good time, trying to live. And I think a lot of these courses are trying to become the G-Wagon, so to speak, you know?
Yeah, or like this, the next level up, or you know what? Here, let's add towel service.
Exactly.
Let's add this. Let's add the GPS on the carts.
And then add $200 to the
Yeah.
fee. And yeah, I think that's what's happening is that some brands are trying to protect their brand and say, oh no, we're Pebble Beach. We're not, you know, Breckenridge and San Antonio. We're for the elites. But I don't think this next generation of folks is buying that. I don't think they buy into brands like we used to.
I don't think brand names are as predominant as they once were. I mean, I'm still a Nike guy. I'm still a goddess of victory. Like I'm like Boobie Miles. I'm gonna kill him with Nikes on my feet, you know.
Right.
And so like that's for everything. But I'm like, I don't need to buy a Nike polo anymore. I don't need to buy Nike pants. I don't need to buy Nike shirts. No, it's the brand. You're right. The brand names don't hold as much weight as they used to, and so that's why I do appreciate the courses that I'm not gonna say stay in their lane, but that know what they're good at and just try to improve their product.
Yeah.
Like, and not try to be something they're not. And that's why I do love a gym like Alisation, because you know what? They're not trying to tell you they're this and this and this. They're like, this is what we are. This is what we do. And you know what? We do it better than almost anybody.
Yeah, and they put out a good product that is always fun to play. You know, is it in US Open shape? No, but I have never been there and been like, oh man, this course is horrible. Like, it is in good Texas shape, depending on the weather, you know? Like, it's playable. And that says a lot, because there are some courses that, you know, yeah, in the summer things get ugly, but at some courses it never gets better. At Alsatian, it's always playable. It's always a good time. I always feel like the rate I'm paying is probably worth what I'm getting. And I'd probably pay a little more, honestly. You know.
Okay, so you say rate. I say the next rate, I would say that you probably get more bang for, or the bang for your buck is Landa Park in New Braunfels.
I have not played out there since the 90s.
You need to see how it got redone. It's $48, $49 on a prime Saturday or Sunday. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Really?
I mean, and it is a freaking beauty. Like you want to talk about a quirky course? Damn, like that course is freaking like. I've never shot well there, but that's just like the mystique of it. You know, you want to tame that beast, right? You want to tame it, but you will get your money's worth there. You see it. You know, you see the Oktoberfest on the side. You see the Kamal that runs through it. Yeah. I mean, it's just. You see Schlitterbahn. I'm normally at Schlitterbahn with my family, looking at it like, is the course thinking of me? Because I'm thinking of it, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, when I'm on the course, I said, I ain't thinking about Schlitterbahn. That's for damn sure. Can I tell you a story? Because we were talking about Pebble, right? You're talking about all these courses outside of Texas. All right, so I go play Torrey Pines, right, last year. And I'm asking all my buddies that have been out there. I said, hey, what's my best bet to get out there? And they say, well, go show up early, get in line, you know, like at 5 a.m, and they'll find a spot for you. Okay, right? And so I take an Uber out there. I show up at 5:30 in the morning. There's already 6 people in front of me. Right? Or no. There's 10. There's 10 people in front of me, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get in. I go check in the process, do everything with the starter. There's, you know, you're number 1 on the list. You're number 2. You're number 3. He goes, hey, you're number 11. He goes, you're number 11 on the list. I'm gonna try to get you on. Okay. So I'm there, and we became like a band of brothers with all the guys that were there trying to get on. Oh, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm from Ohio. I'm from Washington. You know, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so you got one guy who's like 8 or 9. He keeps going in there, poking his head in there with the starter, trying to check in. Hey, what's it looking like? Hey, what's it looking like? You know, he comes out to everybody. All right, looks like there was a party of 12 guys for a bachelor party. One guy didn't make the plane, so there's going to be 1 spot open, right? So the next guy moves up. I eat a $25 bowl of oatmeal there.
Jesus.
I was like this, like these are steel oats, like steel cut oats. I was like, these better be freaking diamond cut oats for that damn price, right? And I'm just there, and I'm just kind of like, you know, puttying. You can go to the range and we'll call you out there. No, I'm not missing this opportunity. Right. I'm here. I'm sticking around, just looking around, whatever. And then I told my wife, because she was at the she was at the San Diego Zoo. I said, look, I'm giving myself till 11. If I don't get on, I'll meet up with you. Right? It's already 10:30, and I just thought, you know what? It's coming to my mind that this isn't going to happen, right?
Yeah.
I'm just there waiting. I I go and sit back, and I'm just kind of watching everybody tee off. The north course is to the right, the south is to the left. I mean, you see people like paragliding out there, parachuting, whatever, water. It's just gorgeous, right? And I said, man, I'm all the way over here in San Diego, and this is not going to happen. I have no business running a golf podcast. I have no business being in the golf game, like none, if I can't play this damn course, and I'm getting frustrated. Some guy from Florida comes, and he sits down and talks to me, and we're just chatting. And all of a sudden, Andrew Torres, please see the starter. Oh, and he's excited, and he's pumped up for me. He's pumped up, and he's shaking me. You're going to do it. You're going to get on. You're going to get on. So I go out there, and he tells me, and he's from Florida. He goes, hey, man, I'm going to watch your tee shot. And I'm like this. Okay. Like, in my mind, no, don't watch this, right? Don't watch this tee shot. I proceeded to tee off, and I hit it. This is a month after the Farmers Open,
okay,
right? So they still have the signage and stuff up, right? So I go, I'm in the rough. Okay, I see it's by the tree. I should be good. I go down there, check it out. I'm playing with 2 residents and a guy from Washington, and we can't find my ball. Okay, lost ball, whatever, right? Next hole, I think it's a par 3. I hit it. I'm in the sand, and I'm thinking right behind it is just nothing but a huge drop, water, beach. Right, what I do, I scull it over into the sand. Damn, right? I'm just like I'm already out of my game, right?
Yeah.
So we go to the 3rd hole. I finally pull one in the fairway, and I said, man, I'm about 2 something out. I got to go 3-wood, and I'm like, man, I always fade or slice, right? I said I'll be okay if I just aim left, hit it right. Well, it stays straight, it goes in the water, and I'm just like this, right? And so we get to the next hole. These 3 guys are walking. I'm the only one in cart. Because I don't know these guys, and I probably should have walked, right? But I didn't know any better. And so I hear one of the guys who's a resident, but he's from Australia, this big, like 6'4" dude. He goes, hey guys, make sure y'all keep your eye on this damn bloke's bloody ball. He's already lost 3 balls in the first 3 fucking holes. And I'm over here like, I was sad. I was sad, dude. I was just like, if I didn't pay 300 and something for this round, I was gonna go into the clubhouse and just cry myself to sleep, right? Like, and so I hear these guys, they're ordering drinks, and I'm not a Bloody Mary guy. I mean, some people are, I'm not a Bloody Mary guy, but they're drinking Bloody Marys, and I said, you know what? Give me a double Bloody Mary. And she's like, spicy? I said, extra spicy. And like, that's what people order. That's what people say. I don't know this shit, right? And so finally I get it, and I'm over here, oh man, right? Well, what happens? I turn it on. I start putting the balls in the fairway. I go par, par, par. My wife ends up meeting me out there. I pick her up on like the 14th hole. We're on the 16th par 3. I hit it short. I chip in for birdie.
Nice.
And my wife's out there right there, and everyone's like, everyone's feeling better with me. They're treating me better because I'm like, this dude can play golf, right? It's like this guy
can
knows
drink and he can play golf.
Yes, right?
That's it.
Right. It took him a while, and then my wife's out there, and one of the guys goes, hey, you got that on film, right? And my wife's like, no, I didn't. And I'm like, damn. That's just kind of stuff, like, that's the story of my life. That's the story of my life.
I love that because that's always the thing I hate about, I like to play by myself because as you've seen from my videos, I'm not very good. And that's always like my biggest fear is that like, I'm going to be with this group and someone's going to say something like that. Like, this guy's already lost 3 balls. Like, I'm not out here thinking like I'm on the PGA Tour that I'm, I went to UT, but I'm not Spieth. So
you're more like Bo Hostler. You're more like Bo.
I'm more like the guy they cut from the team before he ever got there.
You're like that 6th guy. You're the 6th guy that never gets any airtime.
Exactly. And so that's always my fear is like I'm just out here because I wanna hit the ball and chase it around a little bit. And so I hate that. I hate playing with other guys that can't appreciate that someone else is not at their level yet. I would have hit him with the ball. I would have found a way to slice one. I'm bad enough though that I could only do it on accident. I couldn't aim for him and hit him.
No, yeah, it's like, can you hit me down here? No.
Hey, go stand out of bounds so I can hit you real quick. That's awesome. Is there anything coming up that you're looking forward to?
Well, like I said, I have my 100th episode tonight, and I'm giving away some Valero Open tickets.
Oh, nice.
And so I always just like to do stuff. Man, I like to feel like I'm somebody for the people. I mean, because I am the people, right? I mean, I am a person, right? I'm not in the golf industry. I'm not I don't work at a course, and I just try to do stuff that I would love it if somebody did, right? And so I just to thank my supporters and followers, because it's not easy just continually being supportive of me, because I don't always say stuff that people like, but I just try to put good shit out there, and I just try to reward people that have been following and that do listen. And I'm really looking forward to like what's next, because I got a lot of stuff. Like I feel like I'm just on that verge. I'm on that verge of something big just like really happening, and I just really want to just keep grinding, keep going. And I'm just really excited for because I'm starting to do some stuff with some merchandise, and I got a lot of options, and I'm really we have a group that we play. I'm a board member on and a founding member. It's called Four Bros. You need to come check us out.
Definitely.
We're a different group. We're not for everybody, but you never have to golf alone again.
There you go.
We got a home for everybody. And it's a bunch of good guys that I do call family, and I never lack a golf game. Like there's always a game. There's always a game going on. There's always a game going on, and I'm really looking to see, we're really taking off. We had 108 members, 108 players this past Saturday at Hyatt.
Oh, nice.
We've really made it fun for everybody, for all levels, and I'm really looking to see, I'm looking to see what's next. I'm just hoping that I keep grinding, and something good happens.
Andy, thank you so much for your time and for this conversation. Friends, thank you so much for tuning in to Kicking It with the Texas Chancla. I'm attorney Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you saw, give us a like and subscribe.